Hello, Reject Nation. The name's James Bond. James Bond.
Get me
I'll
a beer.
have a margarita. Name that movie, people. He doesn't say get me a beer.
I know, I didn't realize we were fully committing to the movie I won't name.
It's all right, John. I love you, man.
I love you too, man. Aww.
Yeah, I'm just naming the...
Sequel
Okay.
waiting to happen.
No Time to Die, Bond film. Hey, YouTube, this video is made for adults. All the movie studios that don't let you monetize. Universal MGM. So make sure to download and follow us on the Stardust app, people. Over there, 30-second reaction reviews for any film, TV show, and or trailer. We post daily. We're posting a lot. A little too much if you ask me. Or not enough. You decide. It's completely free to download and use, so check us out on there today. Let's watch this.
Why would I betray you?
We all have our secrets.
Oh, she's back.
We just didn't get to yours yet.
Eh.
The world is arming faster than we can respond. Where's 007? I need a favor, brother. You're the only one I trust in this.
It's getting all the work.
The world's moved on, Commander Bond.
You a devil?
Lashana Lynch.
Yes.
Yeah.
So stay in your lane. You get in my way, I will put a bullet in your knee. The one that works. I think
Me?
you two would get along.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Bond. James Bond.
Oh.
So you're not dead.
Not as much
You are
confidence.
rescue. It's the most valuable asset this country has. If you feel yourself losing control, I'm not going to lose control.
Interesting.
James, you gave up everything for her.
Really is a culmination movie.
Yeah.
When her secret finds its way out, it'll be the death of him. What is it?
You don't know what this is?
This looks so much better than Spectre.
License to kill.
Ooh. Oh.
Mystery of violence. I could be speaking to my own reflection.
Pennywise.
Will die with your body. Mine may survive long after I'm gone.
Oh man, Cary
It's
Fukunaga.
kind. Play God.
Eh.
Dude, it's like he's getting to do his thing. I'm loving it. Wow. Some great stunt work in this trailer, man.
Oh, that's cool.
Never let Bond take vacations. It'll only result in him having to come out of retirement. Have we learned nothing? That looks great.
Yeah.
That looks awesome.
exciting.
Have you seen True Detective or Maniac?
I've seen bits and pieces, yeah.
That counts.
That counts. Time is a flat circle, man.
I watched the first season of True Detective, I think for the first time last year, and
I watched a lot of it over your shoulder, I think for the first time last year.
there is some. I've seen some of Maniac. Cary Fukunaga's direction here. It looks like he's doing his thing for the most part. Kind of like those menacing tones, those unsettling moments that you see in this trailer. I'm excited for that because you got Blofeld in here. You got Rami Malek as a new villain who kind of feels like he could be Blofeld's son. That's just kind of the vibe I'm getting.
But also with that classic, like, ooh, he's got like a crazy mask and like a facial,
Yeah, it seems like that whatever like creepy things or whatever uncomfortable elements that Cary Fukunaga can bring to his work, it seems like they're letting him do that to bring that level of menace to enhance the villainous threat here. This feels very personal too. Every other Daniel Craig movie is awesome. Because he had Casino Royale and then Skyfall I thought was great. I'm not a fan of Quantum of Solace, even though the opening chasing kind of reminds me of the opening chasing in Quantum of Solace.
At least with the locale, yeah.
Wasn't a big fan of Spectre, but I respect though that they are still not, they're not trying to ignore Spectre. I mean, you got Blofeld back,
yeah.
You got the girl from the last Bond movie back, which is rather unusual for the Bond girl to come back. That's I don't recall the last time that happened, or if it did, it's a very rare occurrence for that
I was
to
gonna say,
occur.
I mean, Quantum was a direct sequel, but did it have much carryover in terms of character?
Well, definitely. I mean, yeah. I mean, we got Felix back in here. You know, Q and M and Moneypenny back. You got the usual players back. But for the Bond girl to come back, that's a rare thing. And it seems like she's actually very integral to the plot here in terms of challenging him as a character. Because I like the idea, the concept. Spectre left off on, he's sailing off into the sunset with, I think the character's name is Madeline. Sailing off into the sunset with Madeline. And then the other Bond movies where he's like, yeah, I'm retired or whatever. He's by himself. And this time he's actually getting to live the life he desired with a woman he's in love with, gave it all up for her, then being pulled out of retirement from what looks like from Felix, having to go into this adventure.
I bet he's excited about that. I bet he's really thrilled.
Bond's always happy about that.
He always looks happy to be doing these missions and to be saying his name and stuff like that.
It seems like it's got a splice of Casino Royale and Skyfall blended into one, but of course factor in all the elements from all the other Daniel Craig movies. So this looks like a fitting send-off for Daniel Craig's James Bond. I just love the dark tones to it, but at the same time it still feels Bond, you know?
Yeah, I mean, this feels like an amalgamation of all the Daniel Craig Bonds that came before it, to my eye anyway, just, you know, kind of looking at all the different images here. And I do like that it seems like Cary Fukunaga is able to bring at least that certain sense of like haunting grit. Like it's weird.
Yeah.
It's like even the stuff that he does that isn't full-on genre has a sort of percolating dread underneath the surface. And this does look like a very menacing Bond movie. And you also have some of the gadgets and stuff. You know, you've got the headlights that pop down on the car and the machine guns that come out. And I know that one of the big things that Spectre tried to do and was wobbly on was mixing in some of the older, more gadget-oriented tendencies of Bond and the more, you know, debonair, you know, like globe-trotting aspects of Bond with the more gritty, updated version. And it seems like they maybe have found a way to at least smooth the gadgetry into this particular plot. And it also looks like they're operating in a bit of a... It almost reminded me a little of like a Mission Impossible in the sense that like the team doesn't look like they're operating out of their full, you know, facility or whatever.
Franchises that succeed are always influencing one another.
Yeah,
you
of
know?
course. But this looked really tangible. Like I, you know, there are obviously going to be big effects and set pieces, but this looked like a tangible Bond movie.
Well, I think a lot has to do with the fact of how it seems like most of the action is in camera, especially the crazy stunts that they're doing within the vehicles, within the bungee jumping, and then even the bike scenes and stuff. That all looks like real stuntmen are actually doing this work, which always just makes for a refreshing piece of cinema in these big action movies, especially, you know, nowadays where one of our most popular spy franchises is actually the Fast and Furious franchise, which I really enjoy, but it's so fake.
Which has no realism.
And Lashana Lynch, okay, so this is what the Bond rumors have been about her taking over 007, because I haven't really been following the Bond news. The 007 title has been passed on to her while Bond is in retirement, and it looks like they're probably going to team up in the beginning. It's either going to be she gets killed off in this movie, and then he takes up the 007 mantle, because it's seeming like he's not really going to be 007. He's obviously going to be James Bond. He's not going to be 007 in this movie, at least in the beginning.
I mean, there are also other 00 agents, so I don't know if they're going to bring back that piece of lore.
They gotta let Bond be 007. It's Bond.
Well, yeah, and I mean...
Kill off Lashana Lynch.
Well, did they specifically specify her 007? I know they said you're a 00, but I couldn't remember. Because, you know, like, we had 006 and GoldenEye and stuff like that. Like, we've had other 00 agents.
Oh, I just... the way the trailer translated it to me was that she took over the 007 mantle while he was in retirement. Yeah.
Can someone clarify? Is it like a basketball number where it's like you just get yours, or if you're just that good, they retire it, or can there be other 007s?
It's like this epic scope of a trailer. I'm trying to like absorb all the information in one sitting.
She 008? I don't get it. I liked at least the vague glimpse of their chemistry together, and the fact that he has like another agent who, you know, has at least reached that 00 status to play off of.
And I know Rami Malek gets a lot of chances to shine in this movie. This type of villain portrayal, at least in the way the trailer's communicating it to me, is that he'll probably come in pretty late into the film. A little bit more akin to Javier Bardem in Skyfall.
I got a lot of that vibe.
In fact, the way the makeup is done on his face, it'd be Javier Bardem, son. You know?
And it seems like he's like a little effeminate vibe too.
Yeah.
Like, I kept hoping like, oh, maybe there'll be another like slightly homoerotic edge to this Bond movie again.
What makes this feel more personal personal is a lot of the looks Daniel Craig is giving in this trailer. There seems to be a lot of pain in his performance.
Yeah.
And not because he doesn't want
Not
to
just
be there.
exactly what I say that.
Like,
Not just because Daniel Craig doesn't want to be there.
There's a lot of like harrowing emotion that's being communicated in these shots through his eyes, make it just feel that much more intense, not just brooding and angry.
Yeah.
There's kind of a sadness that seems to be coming in his performance.
Yeah, and you have
Intentional sadness, not
Yeah.
I don't want to be in Bond. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and he looks a little kind of thinned out, and yeah, like he is really not distraught, but yeah, it looks like Bond has some very emotional core to his journey here. Yeah, and I also just like there's some beautiful images that did remind me, even though we've been talking about how much it's cool to see Cary Fukunaga apparently getting to put his spin, it also does look like it matches in some of these just beautiful shots of reflections or lights and water and those more luxurious visual aspects of Bond that, you know, add to the world along with the dusty, you know, exotic locations and stuff like that.
All right, guys. Well, as you see this trailer for No Time to Die, I hope you did if you made it to this point in the video. You guys can subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. Get notified whenever we got a YouTube video up. Make sure to download and follow us on that Stardust app. Tell us in the comments, what did you think of this Bond trailer? Do you think it will outdo Spectre? Do you think it'll be the best one in the franchise? Comment below. What are you excited about? Hey, and before I wrap this up, I want to give a Patron of the Day shout out to a man named Luke Anderson, the most international man of mystery. We are now in the month of December, Luke. Haven't heard from you all year. Shouted you out every month. You did it. You did it. You managed to stay pledged this whole time without ever talking to us. Kept your card on file without realizing. You are the best Christmas gift could have asked for.
Now up your pledge to that 00 status.
He doesn't watch the
With the
videos.
one double. Okay. I guess
He doesn't
it's-
watch. This message is just going
Not
out
gonna-
into the satellites.
All right, I won't try and come up with a pun.
We could just say his name and sit for 5 minutes, and it'll suffice for him.
Luke.
It's hard to give you personal
Anderson.
shout-outs when I got nothing to go off of with you, buddy.
You
But
could-
that's okay. Keep it up for the next year, all right?